Hi everyone, this is Farhan Fazil and I'm the owner of International Financial Services. Today this is going to be our first educational video where we will be giving an introduction to what Forex trading basically is. Let's start with a very basic introduction to this business. The global financial market is a massive interconnected system where currencies, commodities, cryptos, stocks, bonds are traded across borders. It's driven by supply and demand, influenced by geopolitics, central banks, governments, institutions, and retail traders. If you are interested in becoming a part of this market, becoming a part of this $7.2 trillion industry means that you need to have an understanding of this market by being aware of how global news, economic data, and investor sentiments shape price movements and how money flows from one asset to another. When we talk about currencies, it can range from anywhere between a euro, dollar, pound, going all the way to Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. When we talk about stocks, they include Dow Jones, S&P 500, Google, Microsoft, Apple, anything that can be traded online in this business. Then comes the crypto market, which includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Well, there are thousands of cryptocurrencies these days. So even there are different and specified platforms where only cryptos can be traded. Then there are platforms where only the American or the European stocks can be traded. Then there are certain platforms which can be accessible to the traders around the globe. Well, the very well-known softwares or the applications which are common amongst the traders these days, that is the MetaTraders, MetaTrader 5, MetaTrader 4, then comes the DX Trade, then well, there are many in the market. Now let's talk about what makes it unique. Well, Forex is unlike any other market. It's fully decentralized, with the currencies traded in pairs 24/5 across the globe. There is no central exchange. Price is driven by global economic flows, central bank policies, and institutional demand. What makes it powerful? High liquidity, massive leverage, and endless opportunities fueled by real-world money movement. Another question that pops up into the trader's mind, well, how is all of this interconnected? How is it there, what we see on our screens? Well, the answer is ECN, Electronically Communicated Networks. Forex trading flows through an electronic interconnected network, a layered system linking banks, ECNs, brokers, and retail platforms. At the top tier are the liquidity providers known as LPs, and they are also categorized amongst the major banks themselves. Orders are routed using the FIX protocol, allowing fast, standardized communications between systems. ECNs, as I mentioned earlier, the electronic communication networks, matches the orders directly, while brokers use aggregation to pull the best price across multiple liquidity providers, giving traders tight spreads and deep liquidity. A question pops up: from where all of this high volume, from where all of this high liquidity is coming from, and how are they managed so efficiently, providing data in a sequential or algorithmic or in form of candlesticks? Well, all of this data can be presented on your screens in multiple shapes and forms. Candlesticks are just one form of it. Then there are line charts, there are bar charts, then there are book map, heat wave mapping, or it's part of the finding the order flows and stuff as such, for which specific softwares I'd say are used. So from where all of these orders are coming from where all of this money is coming from, what is influencing this market directly or indirectly? To answer this diverse question, I will start with explaining the role of four major market participants who are responsible for these movements or fluctuations in the market. The Forex market is driven by these four major players with a unique role provided to each. Liquidity providers like JP Morgan's CITI fuel the market with deep capital. Brokerages like those offering MT4 or C-Trader to connect retail traders to this liquidity. Then the retail traders, through small, are rapidly growing. Multinational corporations trade Forex to hedge international business risks. Meanwhile, hedge funds, central banks, and sovereign wealth funds are the real macro movers shifting billions based on global economic outlooks. Then there are some other forms of fundamentals which are present on websites like Forex Factory, where the global economic calendar provides you with the economic events that are going to be released in shape of figures or speeches, and which directly or indirectly affects multiple markets across the Forex industry. Another form of fundamental which brings a lot of impulse across the board in the Forex industry are events as pandemic, global trade war, geopolitical tensions amongst hot debated countries, and these events directly provide an impact on commodities, and the commodities itself are a backbone to multiple economies, or I would say the currencies, because a currency represents the entire chart or the entire cycle of performance of that very country. Another example of the fundamentals to bring some clarity into the discussion: the Forex market moves when power speaks. Political figures like Trump or events like Brexit or, as I said, trade war can shake entire currency markets. Central banks like Federal Reserve Bank of America or European Central Bank, the major central banks, shifts markets instantly through policy decisions, specifically when it's related to the interest rates. And every major economic release, for example, as I mentioned, the ones present on the global economic calendar, NFP, CPI, interest rates, GDP, acts like fuel or fire, sparking volatility across the US dollar index, euro, and much more. In this market, data and decisions are the true price drivers. So now you understand how the global financial market works, who drives it, and what truly moves the price. This isn't just charts, it's power, politics, policy, and psychology all colliding in real time. If you are ready to go beyond guesswork and start trading with real understanding, hit the follow button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment if this gave you clarity. And if you're serious about mastering this game, join our mentorship and trade like the institutions do.